with Jeannie's Designs. I'm getting ready to I had an order for a small caddy. It's very similar to my pattern, the storage caddy, but it's on a smaller scale with no pockets. So I'm not going to give measurements because if you want to learn how to make one of these, you really need to purchase the storage caddy pattern. And I'll link that down below. You would just adjust the size of it any way you really like. These caddies are extremely useful and they're big sellers actually. So today I am gonna make one out of Nursery Rhyme Toile. So here's my two outside pieces, and I did put 809 and fleece on them. The inside piece is pink ticking stripe, and it also has 809. And then my inside gusset is pink, and it has 809 on it. And then my outside piece, because this is directional, I did put a seam down the bottom so that when it comes up the sides, it is going upright. So that's my outside piece that has 809 and fleece on it. And then I just have two small straps for each end. And that's all there is to it. There's no pockets, no hardware, none of that. So go purchase a pattern. It doesn't have any pattern pieces. It has pattern dimensions, and then you can adjust it any way you want. You can add pockets, you can take the pockets away, whatever you choose to do. So it's a great pattern. And I've been making them for, oh gosh, over 20 years, and they're big sellers. I have them around my house to put mail in, you know, just little things that clutter up the counter, which, you know, drives me crazy. But they're very, very useful and can be made out of cotton. This happens to be cotton twill or cotton canvas. You can make them out of vinyl, leather, regular cotton, quilting, cork, anything you'd like. So thanks for watching. I'll be right back. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is my handles, and I'm just going to do a row of stitching down both sides. I'll probably do some chain stitching, and I'm going to use I'm using white thread, and I just wanted to share. I know my cup is kind of dirty, but I don't know if you've ever been to Gatlinburg, Tennessee. If you have, you probably have been to the Pancake Pantry. It's a must go. And if you haven't, it's fabulous, just fabulous. I mean, there are waitresses that have worked there for, I don't know, 40 some years, maybe more. It's a fun place to go. All right, here we go. These are great shower gifts as well. Feel free to, if you want one for a shower gift and you don't want to make it yourself, feel free to reach out. I embroider names on them, so I personalize them, which is really kind of fun. I mean, my niece is getting ready to have a baby, so I'm going to make her one. I don't know out of what fabric yet, because it is a boy. And so I got to figure out what fabric would be cute for a boy's room and what she'd like, actually. All right. So now those two handles are done. So that's all there is to that. And now I'm going to put my inside piece together. So I'll take one of my interior pieces. And I'll put it, let me see where I stopped my, I think I'll do it over here. Yeah. So I'm gonna do right sides together. And this is wider than it is tall, and it's longer than it is tall. Sorry, I haven't made one in a while, and I'm like, what am I doing? So here's your inside lining piece, and we're gonna take one of our gussets, and we're gonna sandwich that in between, and we're gonna sew all the way around and move our gusset as we go. We will be leaving a turning hole in the bottom so that we can finish the top. I much prefer to do that. I didn't used to do it. I just think it looks nicer when you do that. Now this gusset for me is going to be too long. So I know I'm going to have to cut some off, and I'll show you that in a second here. Okay. So that's what you should have so far. That's half of your interior lining. And this is too long over here. So all you do is you fold this down and make sure it's nice and even. And then we'll cut that off across the top before we put our second piece on. Okay, so you take your second piece, line it again up with the top. And I do, find my clips, I do clip this because I want it to come out even. And sometimes if you don't clip it, it doesn't. Besides, I'm gonna be doing two sides, leaving that hole in the middle. All right. See what I have there? And then I'm going to clip this other side, matching the two tops. And then I'll mark my hole. You don't need a huge hole. But you know me, I always leave a little bigger hole than necessary. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna leave it here. And about here. So I'm leaving about a 6-inch hole, maybe a 5-inch. Okay, then I'm gonna start on this end and sew to my marking. And then I'm doing my 90-degree turn on that. It really helps prevent ripping down there, I think. It does for me. We got some activity going on outside. All right, so now let's do this other side. Same scenario. Okay. And then I will clip my seams pretty close to the seam on the top on all 4 corners. And then I will go over and press the inside. I do several rounds of pressing. So I'll go do that and I'll be right back. All right, so that's what you should have. Your inside, and then your turning hole is down there. So that inside is done. Let's set that aside for just a minute. I did go ahead and put my tag on, just in an inconspicuous spot out of the seam that's on the piece. And now we're gonna do our outside piece. And I do, oh boy, there went my clip. I do clip these. I don't always, but I don't think I was very accurate in my measurement today. I wasn't. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start at the bottom because I want this seam to be at the bottom in the middle. I don't want it to be like almost up the side. Yeah, I didn't measure very good. That's okay. I was cleaning like a fiend. I cleaned the house this morning and I did laundry. Oh my, I was like wild woman. I think I felt bad. My husband's been working outside and I've been in here, and I thought, I gotta do some cleaning. So I did. Always feels good to have a clean house. Okay, so there we go. So we're gonna have a little extra on each side, and that's okay. So there is no hole left in this either. And I had it on a small stitch knife to do my label, and I'm just gonna leave it there. Oops, I gotta go one more stitch. Yeah. Okay. So that's what you should have. So there's your seam on the front, and then your side, the seams are going up. So now we're just gonna put our other one on. And actually, I'm gonna trim this first. Trim the excess, just do the exact same thing. Fold it down and get it nice and flat. And then trim your excess on both sides. There isn't a lot, maybe an inch. Okay. All right, now let's put this second piece on. There's Humpty Dumpty, isn't he cute? Okay. Again, I do not always clip these, but if I want it to be nice and even when it's done, I do. And honestly, most of the time, if you don't clip, it does come out even. But there is that rare circumstance when for some reason it doesn't want to. Oops, I put this on the wrong side. That's hilarious. That's funny, Barbie. That would have been just really unfortunate. Oh gosh. I'm like, why is that not the way I want it? Another reason to clip, so that you know you've got it on there, right? I've never done that actually. It's because I'm talking as I'm sewing. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. All right, let's sew that. And then we'll attach our handles. Baste our handles really in place. Again, I'm going to clip my top seams here just to reduce the bulk on all four corners. And then we'll turn it right side out. And again, I will go over and do a press. There are actually a lot of patterns out there for fabric bins. Mine, I mean, I've been making the same pattern forever, and it's my own pattern. So there you go. There's the front. Or the back, whatever you prefer. And there's the back. So I'm gonna go give it a fresh iron, and then we'll come back and attach our handles. All right, so there's the outside pressed, and I measure in a certain distance, and I have that, it's in the pattern for the larger one. This one, where you put these handles on the sides, and I put them on the sides, is really up to you. I always put them on the sides in about the same place. So I'm just measuring in and marking, and then I center these, and I choose the most ugly side to be the inside of the handle. I would say most of the time there's not an ugly side. And then I'll baste these in place before I do put it together. My goodness, my thread's all over the place. And I'll just go all the way across. So there's one. And I'll do the same thing over here. And my machine is okay with this cotton fabric. Number one, it's cotton canvas. Number two, it's got interfacing and fleece, so it doesn't have a problem with this. All right, so there we're gonna put that inside our lining. We're gonna match the corners. All the way around. And then we'll even everything up and turn it right side out. It's that simple. These make just such great little gifts. It doesn't have to be for a baby shower either. Just little storage caddies. Oh my goodness, I'm just dropping things left and right. All right. No idea. No idea where it went. I'll get it. I'll find it later. All right, so now we're going to sew around that. And then we'll turn it right side out. And I'm going to increase it just a little. Increase my seam allowance, or my stitch, to 3.5. It was at 2.5, which was probably a little overkill. This is definitely, with these materials, this is definitely a domestic friendly pattern. I'm going over the handle, just back and forth, back stitching. I have occasionally also made these with foam. As you can imagine, it's a little, depending on the foam you use, it's a little thicker. But it also looks very nice. Okay. Okay, now let's turn it right side out. And just like with anything, just go slow on this part because you don't want to rip anything. But with these materials, and I'll measure my hole. I don't think it's actually, let's see. Yeah, it's a 6-inch hole. So I'm going to close I'm just going to check around the top. Oh my gosh, I matched my corners like almost perfectly. How'd that happen? And then I'm going to close this, and then we'll top stitch around the top. And then that's it. That is it. Get this in the mail today. My customer will be like, wow, I love it. Okay. Give it a good press before I pack it up. Yeah, if you buy my storage caddy pattern, it's larger as is. You can change it if you'd like, the size. But I put a hard bottom in that, a fabric covered hard bottom. It gives it a lot of stability. So I prefer to have, this one is small enough. You really don't need it. Careful when you're burning cotton of any kind, because it'll burn and leave a burn mark. Not good. All right. So I am going to just go around and clip this really good. And then I will give it a good iron once I've done the top stitching. You could iron it before if you wanted to. I don't think it needs it, but you could. I don't know. I mean, my mom taught me to sew. And she and my dad were, I mean, they were of the generation. They were both born in, my mom was born in 27 and my dad was born in 30. And they were of that generation. You do things right. No skimping. And my mom, when she taught me to sew, she said, take the time to iron things and press things. They will look so much better in the end if you do that. Kind of the same vein, what my dad, I didn't probably take as much of this from my dad because I'm not a very good painter, but he said when you paint your prep, like if you're painting walls or, you know, whatever, your prep usually takes 2 or 3 times than it does to actually paint. And if you do that and do a good prep, your end product's going to be just almost perfect. Okay, here we go. And I'm going to increase my stitch length. You might be asking why I'm not doing this on my domestic, my Bonina. what I find on my Bernina, and I did actually use it to sew these two pieces together before I came over here and did this, is I find that it doesn't, when I change and adjust, it changes where my needle is, and I tend to get crooked. And I'm sure it's something I'm doing, but I tend to get crooked stitches. So this doesn't do this. It's an industrial machine, and it doesn't do that. It stays where it is. Now you have to put the needle down, but so anyway. See, like right there, I'm doing this over on my Bernina. That would give me a crooked stitch if I didn't pay complete 100% attention to where I was. This, I don't have to worry about that. It's like straight as a button. A button isn't straight, but you know what I mean. Almost done. And then I'll press it. You should try one of these today. That's it. That's all there is to it. So I'll go give it a really good press. But isn't that just the cutest little guy? There's even the little lady over there, and the fiddler, and the old woman in the shoe. There it is. This is great for, it fits baby wipes, diapers, all kinds of good things can go in there. It's really a pretty good size. So go make one, go give it a try, and let me know how it goes. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.